look, that's ugly. But there's no example. I just paint over that with white when it dries. And no use in trying to fix it now. Let's see, where else can I put this black? This needs to be straightened a little. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold the breath. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is dark right there. This needs to see. I can use this to feather it. Use the tip of that brush. Little spot there. And again, I'm really seriously just looking and trying to paint information, not trying to think. Now this has got to be fixed, but not trying necessarily to think about what I'm painting. I'm just looking and going, well, this is what it looks like, right? This is it. I'll take a little bit of a shine to that, just so it looks, it's not necessarily there, but I want that to make sure it looks like that. I keep saying reeds, it's the way I think, but it's kind of, ooh, I thought I had, for some reason I had a brain meltdown. I was thinking I had black on there. So I hope that you see that that black doesn't make sense. See that black, see the top of it? So we gotta go in there and fix that. Hopefully where I put that won't make his legs look too tall, but we're just gonna have to figure that out, aren't we? So here, I notice that I see that mauve again. Let me look over. It's not here though in this picture. It's in this picture. So that to me has a little warm tint to it, but in the picture over here, it's the opposite. I say the picture over here. See the difference? Now, it doesn't necessarily matter which one I go with, it's just I've got to go with it. You know, I should go with it everywhere. You know, it adds interest, but I don't care. It's not what I'll show you. But the main thing is that's darker, a little bit darker. It's no darker. And I'm going to choose to make it this. Let's see what happens. See what happens. You saw what happened. It's not dark enough. Probably still not dark enough. No, that'll dry. That'll dry the same. This may be too dark. There's a crease right there. This does that. This. It's not that sharp. It's not that sharp. We'll fix that when we paint it the eighth time. The eighth time. There's different ways to soften this, and right now for some reason, can't tell you why, I'm feeling like I need to let this just be sharp edged to dry, and then I'll work on it later. I'll soften it later. this is her hair here. This isn't reading right. So this, I got a shadow there. This is the top of her. That's her elbow there, right here. I have less paint in here now. I'm just using this. Let's see. Do a little bit of softening now. I'm still going to have to go in here and work that lighter again, or that maybe mid-tone. Work. Like my jams. I would normally have classic rock, but I don't have it on this device up here. So it's a Little Mix, or whoever that is. If that is Little Mix, it's pretty sad that I even know who that is, isn't it? Yeah, it's starting to happen. It's a little sharpie edged in there, but we'll fix that. A little sharpie edged. Starting to have a little bit of not glow, but from back here there's some dimension happening now. This I did pretty decent at catching that. The light, I don't know if you can see it on there at all. You may not be able to, but the lights on here are pretty decent, and there's always that temptation to put like a bright, and it's just not there. There's a little bit maybe more there, just a smidge, but you know, the key is when you step back, it looks like an inner tube, and it doesn't look like just something black. You know, I may play with that a little bit, but I don't want to push that because I don't want it to look hokey. I don't want hokey pokey. Now, let's see. What do we need to work? Well, I need to work on a bunch of stuff. And this is a little dumb stuff, but it matters to me. It just doesn't make sense, and it's actually not in the picture. This look at this big leg, which is there. He's got this big thick snowmobile suit on, and then this looks like he's just got socks or something. So there's actually, you know, just little things like that. We'll make that read. This is, you know, this is making sense. That looks like her underwear showing or something, right? Which that makes me cold. That's that logo. Is it important? Absolutely not. It's not. So are we going to get rid of it? Hell yeah, we're going to get rid of it. Hell yeah, we're going to get rid of it. Voila, magic of acrylics. I kind of like this, and you know, it does make sense. There's a warmth, and I don't like to use this as like a rule, but usually if it's cool light, the shadows are warm, and if it's warm light, shadows are cool, usually. And you know, one thing that I would challenge anyone to do, and of course it's March now, not that we're free of snow, but whenever the ground is covered with snow, if you look outside on a sunny day, a bluebird sunny day, which this isn't, but if it was a bluebird sunny day, the shadows are blue. I mean blue, like ultramarine, bright blue. And they really it doesn't even look right. They're that blue. But it's because white shows that stuff, obviously more than you know, the green grass or anything else. So next time you're driving down the road or you're out in the, you know, playing in the snow, look at that. Look at the shadows that are cast by. Can you even see what I'm doing? By the trees and anything else. Back here, just at a glance, and if I have to have my glasses for up close stuff, right? This now I can see it, but when I go back, they're reading glasses. So when I go back here, if I look through my glasses, it's blurry, which is kind of the way I want to look at this. I want to look at it, and I don't care about all this little stuff I got to fix. At a distance, it's working. That little spot, this arm, I don't know why, just looks big, but it's not relative to this. See that arm? Got the drawing pretty good. John did okay on the drawing. He did all right this time. Now in here, the drawing, let's not even talk about that. There's a reason, as you see, why I'm not getting into that yet, and it's mainly because I want to make sure I don't have to paint something pretty fierce. This is transparent. Is that bothering me? It's okay. I need something else in here. A better weight. Is that stocking cap orange enough? No. Well, that stunk. Took my top of the cap off and it went underneath yonder. All right. We're going to take the orange. That little bit thick. Let's put a little yellow in that. Let's see if we can brighten that up a little bit. See what that looks like over here. Hopefully that will stay. I don't want to add white, because white will lighten, titanium white will lighten it, but it always is going, it cools, for the most part, cool stuff. The main thing it does is it takes the saturation out of it. So it's the best example. I heard an artist describe this, and it made perfect sense, because I didn't understand it. I was just fighting it. But the artist said that if you take, let's say you take tea. If you took tea, a beautiful, let's say green tea, and think what that looks like in a clear mug, clear glass. If you take that tea and you put milk in it, you know what it looks like. It's going to be lighter and milkier, right? It's going to lose that green, transparent, beautiful color that it might have had, right? And if you took that tea and you put water in it, think of half tea, half water, then it's still going to have a lot of that color, that saturation, it's just going to be transparent. So when you add titanium white, I gotta go find my cat. When you add titanium white, it is an opaque white, and it's going to make it whiter, not necessarily lighter through transparency. So that's why, you know, if you're a watercolorist or an acrylic, you can put really thin washes. You know, I could have taken you could take white. Let me show you. Let's get away from it for a second. If I take, I put my orange up, and I'm out of orange. Let's pick another color. If I take yellow, I take some yellow, and I mix white with it. And yellow holds up much better than others because it's cadmium. It's got a high tinting strength, right? But this is a more washed out, I hate to say whiter, but it's less brilliant yellow than that. It's not just lighter. Hope that makes sense. If I take though, oh, I'm so sorry. If I take this and I put water in it and I put it over white, it gets lighter than that, but it's still that saturation. Now this still may be lighter as well, but there are mixing whites. Zinc white is one, and then there's some brands that call them mixing whites that are a transparent white. It's kind of like taking titanium and mixing it with these clear mediums. And I've got some. I don't, did I use it once? Maybe I should, maybe I've already showed you all that. Getting a little deja vu here. But there are mixing whites that I don't use. I just kind of deal with, I've taught myself to deal with these colors here. And I have some kick-along colors, if you like. Sometimes I put this out. You've seen a couple others that I'll put out as well. But 98%, 99% of my painting, I've tried to yellow, red, blue, white, black, burnt sienna. Mainly it's because I don't want to have to put out. I saw an artist yesterday, the day before, that had one of those held palettes, right? It's got the thumb thing in it, Bob Ross thing. It was twice as big as a normal one you would see, and he had to have had 20 some squirts of paint out there on it. It would take me a half hour to figure out which one to pick up. And I get that if you're painting, if your goal in painting, if your desire is color, for color's sake, and you paint landscapes and you want, you know, those out of the tube colors like this, if I tried to mix that with those three colors, I could come close, but it's probably not going to be that vibrant, because the more colors you mix together, it loses its saturation. Well, for me, that's the plan. I don't want my paintings to look dull, but I do want, for the most part, let's be honest, this is a washed out type scene. I don't want brilliant alizarin crimson like that, right? So most of what I paint is just reality in life, and there's some vibrant things I've painted I did last time. But I still do it from those colors, and I will use a couple that, or if you were a floral artist that had, I don't know, a lot of flowers, I guess, have all kinds of amazing irises and different shades of purples, and that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just not me. But you should experiment. You should definitely experiment. So let's, I almost swiped that. Did you see that? I meant to be over here swiping. I almost swiped. That would have been funny. What do I do now? What do I do now? I still want to get, I want to get that out of there. I'm going to get that out of there. And I'm going to have to go heavy-handed. And that's not the brush. It's not the brush. If I have one that would fit, it's probably this one. And I'm wanting to be sharp edge, as sharp as I can. And there's no water. Ain't no water. Let's see here. Will I hold my breath? You know it. Oh, John. Oh, boy. You good, Lord. You good. Now, you see how the tube comes up? Should that come? Because in the picture, that keeps going. It almost makes sense that that has a little curve to it, doesn't it? Because right there it starts curving. You all tell me. You all tell me. It's probably, to be honest, a little bit of both. Let's see if I can. Will anybody know this? Yes, I'll know it. I'll know it, Dad boying it. A little bit better. Trying to lay the paint on. Lay it down. Lay it down. And I'll positively, or for that area, it would be negatively, paint that back in. I want to pop some tags. $20 in my pocket. Miss my calling. All right. See that? Can you see that? That's what we're talking about. I laid it on its side and wanted to leave a little bit of. Was the angle right? See, I'm just getting carried away. Was the angle right? It may be wrong. I maybe should be out here. This is wrong. That needs to go like that. Should we kill it? Should we kill it? We're ready to kill it. Let's do one thing, even if it's wrong. How would we best do this? So that's a pretty long handle, right? I had it shorter than that. Should that? Yeah, that's about right. So we're going to take the old palette knife. It's been a while since I used this. I normally use the palette knife. I love palette knife. I don't do, I mean, it's not like my paintings are all palette knife, but here and there in a painting, I like me some palette knife. Cut it. Get that off and then cut it. Let's see if this is going to work. Do we hold our breath? Hell yeah, we hold our breath. So what's he talking about? What's he talking about? Fix that hand a little bit. Fix that hand a little bit. Let's get a little bit of it. Will that come back? Come back, come back. The boy lost his mind. He had lost his mind. Let's see. Just need a bit. Just need a bit. A bit of something else too. Dirty him just a little. That's pretty mauvey. That's pretty pink. Pretty pink. It'll be all right. That's probably all I need. All right. All right. All right. Pretty good matching there. Decent. See that? They probably wouldn't have to do much more, but we're going to be doing like this kind of piling up, right? It's fun stuff, Pile of paint, pile it up, pile it up. That's what's over there. See? Even showed in this one probably. Pile it up. It's cool, so cool. We'll do more up here. Right? Pile that up, Starting to see it. Happening. Slowly happening. Yes. That's almost got a little red in it. Right? Is that right? Can't be. See, that's not. That ain't no good. Let's ooh, maybe alizarin's where we're missing it. Maybe the alizarin is where we're missing it. Get a little alizarin. No. There we go. Still, oh, I guess that's wet. That's why it's not showing. Just trying to get a little dimension on him. And it's there. I'm going to have to let that dry now. Her pants, that's not bad. That's not bad what we did upside down. We did good. I mean, you know, the slicky stuff, right? It's you know what I'm trying to say. Just a couple more things we're going to call it. Let's mix. Let us mix something that's in between these two. Do I need to add a temperature to it? Like maybe a little bit of blue. That's probably close. Let's see. Nope, too dark. Kind of in between, see that? We're going to soften stuff. We're going to soften. Still could be a little lighter, actually. But if I happen to see some, simplifying, I guess is what I should say. There's too much going on in here, and I want to simplify it. I don't want all those little lines, and I was doing that, and there's some there, definitely. I'm looking at it. There's some stuff there. But it's not that. It's not that sharp. really needed lighter. A little too much water in there. Well, that's better. Better. Gosh, it's not there. I'm so wanting to put a little more highlight on that arm. We may do it. We may do it. Hair, faces, smiles. A little bit more stuff up in here. Just a little bit more weeds and stuff. But I'm pretty happy with the sky. Again, I pushed this mauve, meaning it's a little mauvier than is probably actually there. But I kind of like the effect with the shadows, so I may leave it. We'll see. Time to stop.